Hello everybody, it's Charlie again, and I'm currently playing Ghost of Tsushima. And this will be another replay review in 2025 of one of the greatest games, guys, I've ever played. But yeah, other than that, let's get into it. Hope you guys enjoy. Welcome back, guys, to another review. As you can see, I'm finally reviewing one of the greatest games I've ever played, the samurai fantasy that is Ghost of Tsushima. So you can see, right away you're getting attacked by wild animals. I just thought it was funny to put that in there. Yes, you will encounter bears as well as other wildlife like boars. They're not as common in the game, but yeah, they do drop items if you take them out. There's also elaborate disguises, like for example this Mongol outfit here that's really good in a lot of ways. Some of these you unlock later in the game, but they can be useful unless if you get too close to some of these guys, they will notice that you're not one of them. As you can see there, he kind of noticed me, so I backed off again. And then finally you could just say, okay, let's go ham, take care of business, basically. But yeah, stuff like this in the game are really cool. These are little showdowns. This is the samurai way. You do it with respect. You challenge everybody. They come up to you. You take them out one at a time as quick as possible. This can actually be messed up. If you mess it up, you can nearly die from it, because the strike that you're going to get from your enemy is going to be fatal. Like, literally. So make sure you have enough health when you do those. But anyways, as you go here, you see the equipped helmets as well as other attire, like armor sets. And actually face mask as well. There's masks and there's different things, like sometimes it's not a hat of any kind, sometimes it's like more of a headband, and you could kind of coordinate the way you want to mix and match. It doesn't even matter, you can look all crazy if you want, whatever you want to look like. Obviously most of these are traditional samurai stuff related to Japan, so you can't go that crazy, okay? I'm not saying like just do whatever or create anything, but still it works really well for the game. Here you follow little birds like this yellow bird here. There's activities around the world as you're exploring and enjoying the world, because as you can see, it's a beautiful backdrop. We're talking about some of the most beautiful scenery that you've ever seen, more like a painting. I would say it's almost like realism, but also a little bit of fantasy in terms of color and stuff, but it works. Anyways, right here there's these mercenary guys. These guys are tough. There's a little bit of variety in enemies, and these are the toughest guys on the island to fight individually. You don't want to go full on combat. You want to do these showdowns with these guys mostly. They do try to trick you with feints and stuff, so be careful. And just have a little bit of, they don't introduce you to them right away. You gotta play through quite a bit of the game. So yeah, by the time you meet them, maybe you'll have the skill already. There's interiors like this where you open doors, you go inside temples, among other things that, basically related to Japanese culture, Buddhism or Zen Buddhism, where you greet people, you hear conversations about the miserable things going on in the island. And because, obviously the game is about the invasion of the Mongols back in the day, so it is based in reality. It's just some of the characters aren't real, basically, but they could have been. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where you're like, environments change, weather changes. As you can see, we're now in snowy like in textured environment, which even sounds different. It feels different. Just the vibe of the game gives you a very good feeling. I think. Yeah, this game is just amazing, right? Bamboo forests, stuff that you've seen in movies, but yeah, there's a mixture of things. A lot of people say that the island of Tsushima in real life is, because this is a real place, this is very faithful to that, But anyways, here's the island of Tsushima. As you see, the map doesn't seem that large, but each section is very large, guys. This map is not small. And the closer you get to the stuff you're looking at, you'll notice, oh, yeah, it's quite large, And there's a lot of activities. It's not just an empty world like a lot of open world games where you're just like, there's nothing to do. No, this is heavily related to samurai lore and samurai things, basically, as well as shinobi things. They call it ghost in the game, but we all know what it is. They're not widely known at this time. I think shinobi showed up later in that century or something. I don't really know for sure. Some people say they don't exist, but there's quite a bit of proof that yeah, they were real. And samurais also did espionage. So, but yeah, here I am trying to take out these two guys because you do rescue citizens within the world. So you are a hero for Tsushima. So you have to do this from time to time. I recommend you not fast travel everywhere and enjoy the world, because that's what this game is really about. There's a lot to see, you know. If you explore, don't miss out, guys. Don't just go straight for the main missions. This is not that kind of game. This game is about you thoroughly enjoying it, right? And I've said that about other games, but this one specifically, this is a full-on, complete game. And there's so much to enjoy. You guys will thank me later. I'm sure a lot of you have already played this game. If you haven't, what are you doing? Like I always say to people, because it's like, come on, guys. It's really that good. Here you can play the flute as well. There's different songs for that, as well as running an investigation, Batman style, right? You're like the Batman of feudal Japan. Yeah, he can play instruments, basically that flute, and you can unlock the songs later on. But the investigations are interesting because they lead to different things. These are sometimes part of side missions, and the side missions are cool, which is crazy. Like, they're related to the main story in some way, and the characters, you know, turn to allies, and some turn to permanent enemies, and it's just a lot of stuff going on. I recommend you guys do everything you possibly can to, you know, there's a lot to enjoy. Here, taking out the numbers before I attack, you use different tactics. In this scenario, I'm using the bow because I'm just trying to get the advantage in some way. I don't really have to do this. I'm pretty good at the combat, but I just wanted to show it in the video so you guys can see there's other avenues, there's other things you can do. In another backdrop scenario, like I said, this game is beautiful. It's like a painting, right? So there's so many things to look at. There's a lot of gore as well and blood, so it's not really for kids, guys. I mean, it just depends what kind of parent you are. But here, check this out. Voice acting is very good. I enjoyed it, even in English. I didn't play this game in Japanese. I played it in English, and it's pretty good. I enjoyed the characters as well. I'm not going to ruin the plots or anything, guys, so I don't do spoilers. But here we're regrouping and forming a squad. In this case, these are monks, but there's many other factions he becomes friends with, or many other types of individuals, because he's trying to help the island. He's trying to save the island, basically. And it's a long story. Okay? And they do go thoroughly into it as you go through the main story. But while you're doing the main story, do the side missions to complete, you know, to make it feel more complete. Anyways, here are the different sword kits that you will see. Pick the one that you like the most. To each his own, right? I usually pick Hero of Tsushima or Clan Sakai. The Storm of Clan Sakai, there we go. And yeah, these are charms as well. They help you by giving you a little bit more boost and being able to take more damage, among other things, right? 50% more health when you kill somebody, you take somebody out, and a bunch of other stuff that you could use it for. You guys know they call them different things in other games, right? Curios and Wukong, here they call them charms. But we know what they are. We know that they enhance the gameplay. There's other things like bow. The bow also has skins. A lot of these things have their own colors and stuff that you could change. The flutes are there, and a crap load of other weapons that you will find out when you play the game. Another amazing area that I wanted to put on video because I was literally, it took my breath away. I was like, wow, I would love to go to this place. Wouldn't that be great? But get into crazy fights with groups of enemies that don't fight fair, guys. You got people shooting arrows at you. As you see, I just got hit. There's a bunch of guys trying to attack me at the same time. Mongols do not fight fair. They believe in the aspect that in war, you know what I'm saying? Why? You're trying to win, which makes a lot of sense. Which is a conclusion, a couple of conclusions the samurai come to, especially Jim, right? Because he realizes that these guys aren't here to do any honorable battle of any kind. The sword mastery in the game is amazing, and yeah, as you can see, you gotta be good at the game. You start to get good, don't worry. It's not that intimidating. I think it's a fair game. It can be difficult as well, but it's fair. And he moves very quick. Here are a couple of things that you could level up, you know, like invade, deflection, and stuff like that, which you get really good. These obviously make the gameplay better, make you better at it, to go into battle. There's stances as well: moon stance, water stance, stone stance, and I believe the last one is wind stance. There we go. The point is that these things are good for different scenarios, right? Some are good for shields and some are. But guys, we're halfway through the video and I gotta give you my analysis, my final analysis for this game, right? And I do it halfway through the video. It's an 11 out of 10, guys. This broke my scale. I love this game. There's no other way to put it. Not to mention, there's duels, guys. Duels in the main story with generals. There's duels with random people that you meet around the world that want to challenge you. There's duels with mercenaries, straw hats. It's like a samurai dream, right? Like if you love samurai movies or if you love that type of thing, you're gonna really enjoy this game. That's all I can tell you. Especially a martial arts fan like me, I'm still playing it. There's still more to do. I beat the game and there's still more to do. I gotta get the platinum as well, guys. But yeah, there's just so much to the game that I can't put in one review. As you can see, my review is a little longer than the other reviews I usually do because I wanted to get into it with you guys. And there's just a lot to talk about. Here's some records of the history of Mongols, among other things, like people in Tsushima and stories. And there's just so much in the game that I can't even explain. And I'm sure a lot of you, it's not a main story type of game. This is a game that encompasses everything, and everything seems to be related to everything. As well as banners that you can unlock. These banners actually unlock things like saddles and stuff. There you go, some ninja stuff for you guys, some stealth weapons like smoke bombs and stuff like that. These are ghost weapons, that's what they call them in the game. You can take out like crowds of people. Obviously this is considered cheating. When you do this and you play this way, you'll notice it starts raining and thundering because he's being, you know, sneaky and going against his principles. But it's freaking awesome, come on. You know what I'm saying? Just look at it for yourself. Taking out people, no problem. Like, especially when there are a lot of groups, you don't want to go hand to hand with everybody like I did earlier. Sometimes you want to do this, right? Anyways, this is basically a ghost mode that they have for the game. It terrifies enemies, and you could use it for a good amount of time. You actually bring up the bar over time. But that's about all I'm gonna, I guess, spoil. It's not really a spoiler, it's just moves. Because there's no context to when you get it or why you get it, or you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell you anything about the story. But anyways, here are the saddles. You can change the colors to the horse you pick. There's different kind of horses. This is the one I picked. Long story, right? I think your name, Nobu is the original horse. I mean, I named him Nobu. There's like 3 names I'll let you pick from. And you guys will decide from there, right? Here are the main missions and side missions. They tell you which ones you've completed. They tell you which ones you've not completed, basically. So you know what to do. You can, you know, track them if you want. The wind guides you. So after they're already tracked, you can just press up on the touchpad and it guides you. The touchpad is also where you play the flute, and it's also where you put away the sword. So depending on what side, up and down, or you know what I'm saying. So it's pretty cool the way Sucker Punch did this. In my opinion, this is their masterpiece. Here's another activity I like to do around the world here, which is cut these bamboos. And you do unlock things when you cut them. You get certain level ups and stuff and make your characters better. And some of these are very difficult, I'm not going to lie. Like here I didn't have that much of a problem. I messed up a little bit. But I've had some where I'm like, come on guys. Your button mashing has to be fast because there's a lot of button variation. Maybe you guys are better than me at it. I don't know. I've had issues sometimes, but it's fun. I like it. Here's some of the basic options, configurations to the game that you'll enjoy. So gameplay, graphics, lore, characters, voice acting. I think this game is an 11 out of 10, guys. It's just so good. Here's some things I would change, like the look around sensitivity. I always tell people to change that. I put it on fast. Among other things here, like 3D, I leave it on 3D because it does sound 3D even with the speakers. You know, you could hear a lot. Display, guys, make sure you fix up this HDR settings and contrast. I put it all the way up, and I put it on, obviously, high fidelity. Why? Because the game runs at 60 regardless. So it runs 4K 60 regardless. This is originally a PS4 game, that's why. So overall, yeah, the game has a lot of cool features and so much to talk about that I can't cover in this video. Just know that this is a game worth getting, even now. I would even say at full price. I'll put it that way. But anyways, I'm going to show you some of the parkour stuff, grappling hook you get later in the game. So there is quite a bit of climbing and exploration. The climbing can feel clunky sometimes, I'm not going to lie to you guys, but it's not an issue once you get used to it. And look at these amazing buildings like pagodas and stuff. It's just a beautiful, I don't know, this is what they call it. It looks like a pagoda, right? But I was so impressed with the game in so many ways. Jin Sakai, the main character, is amazing, and so are his friends and allies and enemies for that matter. And it was worth it because I unlocked something, right? A headband. So yeah, this game, guys, is a masterpiece, masterclass, and it's now in the group of games that I consider 11 out of 10. It broke my scale. I have 3 games right now that are in that group, and this is one of them. It is that good, and if anybody tells you different, they just didn't play through the whole game, because side missions matter in this game, guys. Full-on stories that guide you to different areas and give you more context to what's going on throughout the main plot. You even get a few tears in your eyes. Anyways, guys, 11 out of 10, like I said. I'm going to go ahead and end it right here. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe when you get a chance. And like I always say, go get him.